Hello everyone. We interrupt your weekly vlogging viewing for a little bit of a different video today. I wanted to do a TBR video because, as you may or may not know, in December I am participating in Audio Advent, which is hosted by Livia Crafts and Books, and I thought I would just let you know what I plan on reading for it. Also, what is also happening in December is Lightfall is happening. So I'm very excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to it because this year Lightfall correlates or coincides with my time off. So I'm very excited. I will have, like I said, a little bit more time off this month, but at the same time, I also want to film a whole bunch of videos like setting up journals, plans for the new year, all of the things. So yes, I have more time off, but I also have more to do in this space. So would I like to read a whole bunch of books? Yes. Is it gonna be like that? And am I gonna read every single book on this list? Probably not. There are 18 reading prompts on this list. So thinking I'm going to be reading 18 books in a month, no. Even with the time off, that is probably not happening. So there are graphic novels on this list. There are mangas on this list, but we'll see. If you did or did not know, I also made a little bit of a video about what my plans for the end of the year were going to be. And those are, put simply, to finish series, to focus on that. Now, in this list, there are one standalone, because that was just a prompt in the Lightfall little bingo board. And there is also one new series that is going to make the list. Now, I know what you're saying. Alex, you said that you have way too many on the go. So why? Because nothing fit the prompt, to be perfectly honest. Without further ado, let's get into the prompts, shall we not? Okay, so for Audio Advent, if you did not know, this is a readathon that's been created, again, by Livia over at Livia Crafts and Books. And we had the first one, which was Audio August, which was basically a readathon that was based around audiobooks. Now, if you know me, you know that I love listening to an audiobook. I listen to an audiobook pretty much consistently every single time I get in a car. Audiobooks are a big part of my life. So this was a perfect readathon for me. I am also a co-host, which I'm very excited to say. So we will be hosting a few sprints for Audio August in December, and I'm very excited about it. This version, again, we have a perfect little bingo board. If you know me, you know I love a bingo board. So I'm just gonna go through the prompts. There are a few prompts that obviously I can't give a book for, but I will tell you what my plans are for that as well. Just a little PSA. A lot of these books, yes, are audio, but I probably am going to be immersive reading them because some of them just work better that way, just as a little FYI. Now, let's go to the prompts. The first one, which is a red/green cover. Now for this, is going to be an immersive read. It's going to be Eldest, which is the second book in the Eragon series. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that this series I'm kind of on the fence with. I like dragons. I love dragons, so that was a plus. But I felt like the story was moving very slowly. So I'm hoping for this one that the book picks up its speed. I also think I fell a little bit into the trap of comparing it to the movie that was made for Eragon. So yeah, I am very intrigued to see if it actually kicks off. This series, I think, has 5 books in it. One of the books, though, I think came out really recently. Like the last book came out pretty recently. So I don't know if that continues the story or if that is something completely different. But I guess we're either going to have to wait and see, or this might be a series DNF. We'll see. The next one was foil on the cover, and I decided to go with Glass Sword, which is the second book in the Red Queen series. Again, you might know my little journey with this book. I read Red Queen a while ago now, and I also listened to Powerless recently. Both of these books are very similar, and I've seen comments because I think the author for Powerless was on the Kelly Clarkson show very recently, and I saw in those comments like, but she just plagiarized Red Queen and changed a few details, so why? I might be on the same boat. It's gonna very much depend. I do also have Reckless on this list. So I think what I really want to do in December, I want to read the second book of this and then put Reckless next to it. And if the stories, once again, because now I will be reading them very closely together, and I will know whether or not they are very similar, because I was very much doubting. If it turns out that it's still really very much the same, I will be DNFing the Powerless series, because that is the series that came afterwards. No matter if I maybe enjoy that more or whatever would happen, I do not want to subscribe to that. I get that stories can sound and read alike. I do get that. I get that you can be inspired by someone else's works. I really do agree on that. But I have read a lot of fantasy. I've read a lot of romantasy. I've read a lot of romance. I have never in my life thought that I was listening or reading the same book again without meaning to. It feels like I'm just a recreational reader, could figure that out, and could have like even strong deja vu vibes. Feels off. And that's all I'll say on that. So foil on the cover, we're going with Glass Sword. Next is a chilling book. Now, a chilling book could mean a lot of things. It could mean a book that gives you chills because of the fact that it's set in winter, the fact that the romance is so good that it gives you chills, the fact that it's so scary that it gives you chills like up and down your spine. I decided to go with Ruin or Valor. It's gonna depend on where I'm at in this series, because there's a lot of battle scenes in this. There's also, this author is not afraid to kill off characters. Just as an FYI, if you're interested in reading this, my cat is playing with a toy, I apologize. So yeah, chills all the way. Whenever a character is on the brink of death. Obviously, that is book 3, 2 or 3, well, it depends. 2 or 3 that is in the Faithful and the Fallen series written by John Gwynne. The next square on the bingo board is listen to a podcast. Now, it should not be a surprise. I'm going to be listening to Critical Role. Done. I'm going to be listening to Critical Role. I am very close to finishing the second campaign. So yeah, that will happen. I listened or I watched an episode yesterday and nearly cried. The next prompt on the list is a 5-star prediction. I don't think any of you are surprised. This is going to be another immersive read. I am going to listen to the graphic audio of this because I have been over the past 2 books that I've read. And yeah, this is very high on the priority list. I want to finish it. This could have also worked if you're looking for them. All 3 of these have foil on the cover. So if you're looking for one, this does work. I know they look like very big books, but they read very easily. They read very quickly. So I would recommend these. If you like a romantasy with the found family trope, this is very much it. Also, with finishing that, it would mean that I finished another series. So, once again, high on the priorities list. The next one was the one that I could not, in all of these series that I was reading, find. At least not in audio form. That was the food on the cover. Like food or drink, it could be either, Livia said, but I could not find it for the life of me. So, this is where the new series comes in. I, again, don't think it's going to be very surprising, but the one that I'm picking is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is it's going to be a very quick listen. I feel like I don't think they're very long books, but I'm very intrigued because this kind of went, and I'm curious to find out whether or not these are actually good books or they just look really cute on your shelf. Because I'm doubting. I've heard very different opinions. I heard it's kind of insta-lovey, which I'm not really into anymore. So yeah, curious. Open, curious. We'll see what happens. Next is gonna be, now go with me on this, a seasonal read, which I have decided to go for Reckless. Now listen, I know it's probably, I don't even remember. I don't think it's wintry. I don't think it's seasonal at all. But when I looked at this cover, it very much reminded me of Holly, of like the red, the green, you know? So I went based on cover vibes. Just cause I really want to do the comparison thing, and this just really fit. Olivia, if you're watching this and you're telling me that I'm bending the rules a little bit too much, feel free to tell me, because I'm sure I can find another one. But, you know, that's what I decided to do. The next prompt is a prompt that cannot hold a book, which is holiday songs. Now, I'm broadening this once again. Sorry, Olivia, but I think you're going to be fine with it. I know I'm going to be listening to Christmas songs and holiday songs. It's just going to happen. It's a given. But to give me something to tick off, and also something that I know I'm going to be doing, is I tweaked this to be listening to holiday music. And I'm going to be using the Lightfall ASMR room or like vibe for this, because G put a lot of work into those ASMR videos that she has put up for Aurelium over the past couple of years. And Lightfall, the Lightfall one, really is one of my favorites. So I'm planning on like watching it through and reading the entire time that I'm watching it. That is the plan. The next prompt was a SNOW in the title / the author's name. Now for this one, again, go with me. I decided to go with Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is in the Serpent and the Wings of Night or the Crowns of Nyaxia series. And no, is there a W on here? Somewhere in the title, in the author's name? No. Where is the W? There. See it? See it? It's on there. It's on there. If this would be like a blurb of someone recommending it, obviously I'm not going to count it. But the major Crowns of Nyaxia, the major series name, does hold a W. So I'm picking this one because, once again, series, we need to keep going. And I'm very intrigued because I did read Six Scorched Roses, which was pretty good. And now I'm kind of curious to see how those characters fit into this one, because I'm usually not a novella kind of person, but people recommended that I did keep going with the novella. The next one is my favorite genre, and for this is a doubling up one for Aurelium, but the fave genre read it's going to be Brimstone. I know I've been able to keep it because I want to really enjoy it and I want to take it in. And again, this is going to be an immersive read. I have no idea. I did not listen to Quicksilver, so I have no idea whether or not I'm going to enjoy the audio. I'm hoping that I will, because otherwise this is going to get very disappointing very, very quickly. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where this is going because we left off on quite the cliffhanger. Excited to actually get to this one. If you know the Lightfall prompts, you'll know which one this is for. Now for Moon and Stars on the cover, I decided to go with another one that could possibly finish out the series, which is Nona the Ninth, which is a part of the Gideon the Ninth series, or like the Locked Tomb series. Again, I listened to the second one, which was very much a journey. Again, all of these books take you on a journey. I was very confused reading the second one and could not for the life of me figure it out until we got to the end and like the final, I think 25, like not even that, I think the final 20% of it, it really started to make sense. And I was like, oh, and there was a nice tie-in between book 1 and book 2. Obviously there's some of the same characters, but yeah, I loved the way that it was done. So I'm very, again, curious to see, because the ending, again, what was that? Like, is she dead? Is she not dead? I don't know. I don't know. It's very confusing, and it made me very intrigued to actually keep going, which is a good sign. So for the middle grade prompt, I'm obviously going to be using Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, which is the 4th book in the series already. And yeah, I was very much correct that the moment we went past where the movies had gotten, I got really, really much more into it. Because I didn't have the comparison going on. I had no clue of what was happening, so I was really paying attention. And I feel like all the pieces are on the board now. I could be very wrong, but I feel like all the pieces are on the board and things are going to start happening. Also, there were things in the 3rd book that I was like, this is middle grade? This is pretty intense for middle graders. With that, we have gone through all of the prompts for Audio Advent, and once again, I can only tell you that I'm very excited to join Livia and a whole bunch of other co-hosts. All of the links to all of the co-hosts is going to be in the description down below. Please check them all out. We will be having sprints throughout the entirety of December, so join us on there if you would like. Let's just head on to the next readathon that's going to be happening. So, as I mentioned, there is also going to be the Lightfall readathon happening from the 15th of December up until the 21st. And would you know that that is a week where I do not have work and ends on my birthday. So yes, I am very excited about this. This felt very much like a very personal birthday gift from G to me, even though it is most definitely not. That's how I'm interpreting it. If you do not know, Lightfall is part of the Aurelium universe, which is the magical readathon that G has also just gotten out of her magical creative brain. Actual insanity. There is a whole bunch of lore and texts and world building that you can get into. Look it up. I'm not going to explain it to you. Look it up. It's a lot. A little bit different this year is that G told us that we are allowed to double up on prompts. Did I do that? No. Did I use a whole bunch of the prompts for the Audio August one to use this in the bingo board? Yes, I did. There are 8 prompts, and I'm not going to be reading 8 or 7 because I did double up on 2 prompts. I'm not going to read 7 books in 7 days. It's not happening. It might, but I'm quite positive that it will not. These are the books that I am currently considering to finish in this week. The first prompt is blue on the cover, for which I've chosen either one. Either one. Do I expect that I will be getting to this one? Probably not. Probably not. Do I have it on there just in case? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. For 4+ rating, I'm actually also very excited about this because this would mean finishing out another series. I picked Ladies in Hating. I have read, this is the third and final book in the Belvoir Library series, and I have enjoyed every single one of her books in this series. It's written by Alexandra Vasti, and I just love it. It's period romance. I don't think I had read a period romance up until this point, and I really enjoy it. It's not, in my book, it's probably taking some leniency from actual history and how women, particularly, are being treated. The first two books have not had a third act breakup, so I'm kind of curious to see whether this one is going to have or not have. If there is no third act breakup, then I think I'm going to be checking out more of her books, because I do love romance books without a third act breakup. Keep that in mind while we keep going on this list. Then the next prompt, 300 through 400 pages. Now for this, I decided to go with Alice in Borderland, the 5th one, because I'm hoping to finish 3 and 4 this weekend. It's gonna be one of these books, but I'm just really excited to get through the whole series. It's very intriguing, it's very dark at times, and we're just gonna have to see where, I just wanna know where it goes. I really just wanna know how it ends. And yeah, after this, I'm gonna have like another 4 to go. But currently, I only, like, my library only had up until number 7, I think. So yeah, I'm hoping that 8 and 9 are going to become available soon, because the second that I can get the entire series, I will be binging through it in probably a day. The next prompt is a prompt that I decided to double up with the Audio August one, which is a cozy book. So I decided to go with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe for this one as well, just because everyone is saying that that is the vibe of this book. It's just cozy romance vibes, so that's just what we're gonna do. Next prompt is white on the cover, or a white cover, and for this one I decided to go with The Book of Life, which is the final book in the All Souls trilogy, which has now become more than a trilogy, but this would mean that I would round out the trilogy part of the series, and I'm very excited because the last time that I read this series, I think I read up until book 2. I don't think I ever got to this one because I got distracted by the actual TV show. I really love these characters. I love this world. It is very historical based, which I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. It doesn't feel stuffy. You know how history can sometimes feel very stuffy? It doesn't. She does a really good job. And I just now see the actors from the TV show while I'm reading the book, which is just an amazing experience. And yeah, I'm very excited to finish this one out. So I think this one might be high on that list during that week. The next prompt should not be a surprise. It is a new release, so we're gonna double up. We're gonna use Brimstone for this, which means I'm gonna have to wait to read this until the 15th of December, but I can hold out. I'm sure I have enough things to fill my reading calendar up until that point. But yes, I'm very excited, if you couldn't tell. But this is the one that I'm picking for new release. And I think this is gonna have to stay. I don't think I can read this before then, just simply because I don't really have any other new releases on this list. Then the final two prompts are winter setting and a standalone. So obviously we had to deviate from the series wrap-up series. So I decided to bundle those two together, tweak one a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna read From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. Now again, I mentioned to you before, I do not like a third act breakup. This one does not have a third act breakup. I have read this one before, and I read this on my Kobo and loved it so much that I decided to get a physical copy, which should tell you I like it. I just want to reread it and see if it gives me the same vibes as it did before. But yeah, I'm very excited. If you don't know what this is about, this is basically a love story between two ice skaters. Because it is ice skating, I chose it as a winter setting. Is the ice skating rink mainly for winter? No. But is it cold and chilly and icy? And is it an activity that most people do during the winter? Yes. So I feel like it fits. Again, if G would just so happen to stumble upon this video and she thinks that I'm stretching it out too thin, which I don't think she would, because she just wants us to enjoy our time. I can fix it. I can change it if you want me to. But yeah, with that, we have gone through the entire list of what I want to read during December. Again, even just looking at the amount of books that are at my feet, not even the totality of it, there's no way. But it's going to be fun trying, and that is, I think, the only thing that I can do at this point. If you made it to the end of this video, please comment. Let's comment something to do with Christmas or wintertime. I'm very excited about the upcoming month. I'm very excited about all of the things that I have planned to read. So all good things. And with that, I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.